Welcome to the Brofessional Artist Podcast, where we are the artist and a very shitty Justice League movie is our canvas. Hopefully not, but most likely so. So, today, that's our main topic. We got some news type stuff to talk about. First thing I want to talk about is Daniel Craig as Mr. Sinister in the
cool.
Gambit
Don't
movie.
Let us introduce ourselves. That works too.
No, we don't have time for introductions. Everybody knows who you are.
No one knows me.
Well, we do have.
No, we don't have to. Just carry on. Just carry on. People know us anyway.
Let us fucking introduce ourselves.
Fucking shut up, Dan.
Just cut yourself out again.
Mate, I'll fucking claw your eyes out.
Whoa.
All right, buddy. No need to get violent.
Things got dark real quickly.
Anyways, I'm Daniel Savage. That asshole right there is Kane.
No, you're CW Vandal Savage, mate. Shut up. You love that, don't you?
Hasn't talked yet is our buddy Logan.
I've been waiting for my chance, so
Go ahead and talk.
well, this is Logan. I'm back again. How you guys
Did you say
doing?
low gang?
Logan.
Low gang.
Okay.
Oh, this is the first time that Kane and Logan have been in at the same time together, which is going
That's
to
very
leave
true.
me and Daniel with a lot of decisions as to who we want to make fun of.
Yeah.
Are you leaving this bit in?
I say we just split
I
it
think
right
you
down
should.
the middle. 50-50.
I mean, it's up to you, really. I don't mind.
No, we're
I'm
gonna
used to it
talk
by
shit
now.
about both
I've
of
been
them.
bullied by you guys for years, so I'm fine.
It's true. Logan's the original
Yeah.
Kane. If you didn't know,
Gee, all right. Yeah, that sounds fair enough, but I'm not about that. Okay, just heads up. All right.
All right, before we get even more distracted, let's get into some of the news that's happened recently.
Oh, why not?
yeah. So, like I said, Daniel Craig is Mr. Sinister. I think the rumor has probably already been debunked.
Yeah.
That being said, it's such a fantastic rumor. It's one of those things that I never thought of, but it's actually amazing, and I want it to happen really bad. But what I am glad is that we kind of have a confirmation that Gambit is still happening, because we were all very unsure. Nobody knew if Gambit was actually happening or not, and now we know, and I'm really excited.
Me too.
I'm also incredibly excited for that movie.
Everybody
Because
talks.
I really, really like that casting.
I just really, really like Gambit, and I do think Tatum is the perfect
I
casting.
just really, really like Channing Tatum.
I do too.
Oh, I bet you've seen Magic Mike, ain't you, a few times.
I've seen it 8 times.
Of course I have.
That's what you like.
What
isn't it?
What would y'all say is Tatum's best movie, where he shows kind of
21
his
Jump Street.
range, like more of his seriousness?
Oh,
21 Jump
seriously?
Street.
Get
He's
the fuck out of
badass in
here.
that. Step
I was
up.
gonna say, did you guys stop talking? I just
Step up.
no
Are you
audio.
serious?
I'm going Hateful Eight. That's where I'm headed.
Hateful Eight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good movie, actually. Yeah.
Hateful Eight's a
I forgot he
fantastic
was in
movie.
that.
Yeah, he was the bad guy, and it really showed, especially for this Gambit movie. And he's never done the Cajun accent, so this is probably a
He's been
step.
working on it like basically all this time. He was researching it back when
Oh
the
yeah,
big Fox panel happened. He had the haircut then, and then nothing ever happened with it. He said he was been researching it, like he was staying in New Orleans, and nothing happened.
well, the movie basically died for a while, and it looks like now
Yeah.
that it may be reviving. But he does a Southern accent so well that I'm not worried about his Cajun accent at all, because he does a fantastic
Not at all,
Southern
no.
accent.
I mean, he's like sort of debuted it before it was like perfected, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I watched that video online, and it sounded pretty solid.
It did, yeah, and that was before he was even like done with it.
I'd say he's probably still working on it now. I just want
I
this
would
movie
think
to
so,
get
yeah.
shot, because it was supposed to come out in 2017, right? Like summer of 2017.
Yeah,
Well, you know what other movie is supposed to come out in 2017?
Oh,
But
God,
might
no,
not.
come out. Wait, is it the one with Mark Wahlberg?
I'm talking about Justice League, bud.
Oh, well,
yeah.
that's going to be a flop.
Mark Wahlberg for Galactus? Anyone?
Oh yeah,
What about Jonah Hill for Batman?
Jonah Hill for the Penguin?
Hell yeah.
That could probably work, to be honest.
If
What
we're being
size?
completely honest, with Jesse
Bat is
Eisenberg as
basically
Lex,
fit
it's
for the
not it's not a huge like step back from that. All right,
but
let's
we were talking about Justice League.
yeah, let's talk about Justice League. You don't have any predictions?
I
There's
think
been
it'll be fun.
more black suit merchandise that's been teased, so I hope we get it. I
I
really
really
do.
hope we get it.
I do too. I hope we get the black suit, but I've also got a bet going that we won't. So let's just let's kind of hope.
I mean,
I would-
I love to see a Jew lose money, so that just makes me want the black suit even more.
No, you guys can fuck off. I've never seen the last one.
Alright, that is finished. I'm joking. Just leave that bit.
No, honestly, I do hope we get it, but also, I think if we do get it, it's going to be Josh's decision and not Snyder's, and that's also
That's what I
part
would
of
think, too.
that's part of the bet. If it's in a scene that clearly looks like it was Josh Whedon's decision, then I don't have to pay the money. So,
Wait, have you actually got a bet on?
what?
You've got a bet on or what?
I've got a bet on if Cavill's going to wear the black suit in Justice League, but it has to
How much have
be
you got on it?
$50.
Jesus.
$50, shit.
I made the bet right after Cavill tweeted that clearly, or not tweeted, he Instagrammed that clearly black and white picture of the regular Superman suit. And I was like, okay, he's literally posting a picture of his regular suit in black and white. This is 100% not happening. And that's when I was like, it's 100% not happening. I can make $50. And so I made the bet. And now it looks like it is going to happen, but it's Isaac. Y'all know Isaac. I told him, I said,
love Isaac.
I said, listen, if he wears it, but it's in a scene that clearly looks like it was Joss Whedon's decision, then the bet doesn't count. And he goes, yeah, that's fair. Because at the time, it was Snyder directing the full film and not Whedon, who actually cares about the fans of his properties that he directs films of. And so that's kind of how that worked out.
Yeah.
I would love to see Superman get a straight up new costume in general.
Yeah,
Which
and I really
think-
hope he does.
While none of the production has shown that, I think it could be a very like end of Homecoming, like Spider-Man gets a new costume type of thing, where he doesn't actually wear it in the movie, and except maybe like the last scene or something. Because I think it's very plausible for Bruce to say, and they could even work out the whole, because the biggest issue people have with Superman, especially on film, is Superman's got one weakness, and you can always tell if there's a Superman movie that they're going to use kryptonite all the time, unless it's Zod, and they've already done Zod. So Bruce could even make Clark they could do like what they did in Smallville season 11, where the chest plate of his suit is actually made of lead, so that you can't stab him with kryptonite. Like, Bruce could work him up any sort of suit, and anything like that would be a clear explanation as to why.
Well, I would have liked an explanation as to why they changed the suit between Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, because he has the square belt now. It's like a different shape.
Yeah, they
and
changed
there was only the
suit a
one
good
suit.
amount.
Yeah, there was only the one suit on the ship that it showed, and then I think
Well,
it's meant to be. It's meant to be.
it's
the
supposed to be
used
the same
just
suit.
changed it. It's
but it's
That
not,
used to bother me, but the more I've thought about it, the more I really don't care. Because they fixed a lot of issues with that suit. Now, if they had just changed and not fixed any of the big
in terms of
problems.
all the problems that the DC Extended Universe has, that is not a big one.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
I just prefer the round belt. Like, if you
I
put the
actually
round
think-
belt back on there, then I'd be fine with it.
I think I would prefer a full belt anyway, as to
Absolutely,
the
yeah.
broken belt. Like, give him the Superman, the Reborn from Rebirth, that costume, perfect for the DCEU. Perfect for a hopeful Superman. It would look fantastic on Cavill. It just everything about
I
it
think
would
we
be
can agree that
perfect.
anything
on
would
Cavill.
look fantastic on Cavill.
You're right.
That's exactly what I just said.
Shut the fuck up, Logan. Speak up.
God, you always steal everything I say.
I
You're the
actually
Jew.
didn't hear you that time, but I do steal everything you say.
No, but all they would have to do is just have maybe Clark comes back in a black suit. Maybe he was buried in one. Maybe there was an extra suit in the fortress or whatever. So let's
This
just
is going to sound very stupid, right?
just like
When
everything
they
else
bury
you
people,
say.
they wear black as well.
What was that?
When usually at funerals, the person in the casket wears black.
Is that
Maybe they're
true at
dressed
all?
in a black suit.
Well, I mean, he did have the black suit in that scene, the hallucination or whatever that was in the Man of Steel. But that was
Yeah,
because they all
the
had
sequence.
black
Maybe
suits.
they resurrect him and he's already in a black suit. I don't
Well,
bloody
no,
know, but-
the suit that goes under Kryptonian armor is a black suit. So,
Mhm, yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's what. Oh fuck, Jesus fuck.
Zod.
No. I mean, Zod wore one too, but
Jor-El had
Jor-El.
one too, right?
Yeah, I was trying to think
No,
of
his was like dark
Russell Crowe.
blue.
Russell
It was
Crowe
like
is
a
the word
really
I was
dark
trying to think
blue.
of. No. His was black, and then the one that Clark had was the dark blue. And in most scenes, in Man of Steel, his suit actually looks gray. It doesn't even look like blue. The suit literally looks like a gray color, which is stupid. Pisses me off.
Snyder Vision.
Yeah.
Snyder Vision. Never have I heard a more perfect statement, Logan. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Snyder Vision.
Kane's laughing as if he actually understands the joke, but he's actually a DCU fanboy.
So
I wouldn't go that far. I'd say he's closer to being a CW fanboy than a DCEU fanboy.
yeah, he definitely-
I dropped
def-
all my bloody respect for them shows.
Yeah,
Only
you
because we
still
did.
say
You
Green
only
Arrow
dropped your
deserves
respect
Stephen
because
Amell
we-
as Green Arrow.
You bullied me out of liking those shows.
Rightfully
right.
so, also, may I just add?
That's alright, I still like them though. It's just I say I hate them when I'm around you lot.
Yeah, same.
So you're a poser.
I
am.
knew
Yeah,
Logan
Kane.
was a fanboy.
I'm a Tyler Posey.
Bad joke.
Bad meme.
You know what? You're bad joke, Logan.
Hey, I have a good one. So, exactly.
I actually wanted Posey for DC TV Nightwing on the CW a long time ago.
He would have been good, but
Yeah.
He would have been pretty solid, yeah.
Honestly,
He
if they
just got out
do,
of Teen Wolf, so...
if they
the
do,
thing is, he got
on-
out of Teen Wolf in like July, didn't he?
No, well,
It was
I guess,
No,
but
no,
like
no.
the last
Teen-
episode
yeah.
aired.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. I've seen a few episodes of the season. I couldn't watch it. I just got bored of it. I used to be a
I
huge
haven't
fan of that.
watched the last season, so I have to catch
Yeah.
up on that.
So as far as other characters in Justice League, what are y'all's predictions for what? What just predictions for the
Aqua
movie?
Daddy is going to be
Everyone's
the
gonna
joke.
love Flesra. Everyone is gonna love.
I think no. I don't think he'll be the
Flesra's about to
star
steal
of the
that
film.
fucking show.
Everyone except for
Oh, he
CW fanboys are gonna love Flesra.
even some of
I
those
feel-
CW fanboys. I'm convinced.
Oh yeah,
that they will
I feel-
yeah. A lot of them will
feel like-
transfer.
I feel like Aquaman will steal the show, to be honest.
No,
That's what I'm saying.
I think he will steal a lot of the show, but he's sort of already expected to be super
Yeah.
popular, and Flesra is kind of, people are like, I don't know, he's no Grant Gustin, and I'm like, fuck off, guys. Number one,
You're right. He is no Grant Gustin because he's actually a good actor.
no, I think
Oh,
he'll
God.
be Aquaman's gonna be like the
the goat.
no. I mean,
Villain?
he's gonna be like
Right.
Spider-Man was in Civil War, where everybody knew about it beforehand, and everybody was really excited to see Holland in the role. And I think Flesra is gonna be like what Giant Man was in Civil War, where everybody comes out of the movie adoring it, but they didn't expect to when they came into the movie. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sort of.
So like with Spider-Man, you knew you were gonna love Spider-Man when you went in, but you didn't know how much you'd like that Ant-Man scene where he just fucking grows and shit. And I think that's gonna be how Flash is. Like, all of his scenes are gonna be so fucking cool that everybody's gonna fall in love with him. And
I haven't
mean,
liked a single line from any of the trailers that he said. They're all like stupid.
Shut the fuck up.
No,
you like
Atlas.
fucking CW. Eat my ass, Logan. You don't know. No,
It's not even that. It's
Don't
not even a
deserve-
Grant
don't
versus
deserve
Ezra
it.
thing. It's just I don't like any of the lines that he said about the second favorite chair. He just pushes people and runs away. It's just
the push.
stupid
No, I
shit.
didn't. The second favorite chair I thought was stupid.
Have you not fucking heard of
He hasn't
comedy?
even been in a film for longer than
not
about 5
funny,
minutes
that's
when
the
it comes
point.
to DC, and everyone just fucking loves him for some reason. I don't understand.
It's because
He's overrated.
We've
at the
been
minute.
handed shit, and now we've been handed like somebody gave us a big glob of shit in our hands, right, as the Flash, and now we're being handed little crumbs of like a sirloin steak, and like we've got these little
of
crumbs.
sirloin steak. Crumbs of
Little
steak.
bitty pieces. People have cut off. People have cut us little bitty pieces of like a nice medium rare steak, and we're gobbling that
He's
down,
just
and we're
talking
like,
about it because he's got Texas Roadhouse now. He's just hype.
we're like, Jesus Christ, this steak is delicious. It's so much better than that big glob of shit you made me eat yesterday. And I think that's why people are flocking to Ezra so
comparing
much.
that steak to the steaks to DCU and the globe of shit is the CW. That's what he's thinking,
No,
ain't it?
not the DCEU, because the DCEU is a slightly smaller glob of shit. That being said, Ezra's Flash, from what we've seen so far, is those little pieces of steak.
Yeah, I'd say. But
Plus, his suit is damn near gorgeous.
The suit is nice. I'll give him that.
And
but-
anyone who says that Grant's is better is lying to themselves.
no way is it. You couldn't. No, just no. It's not.
At first, I used to hate the back of Ezra's where it like expanded a little bit, and at first,
helmet?
the
Wait,
back of his
like a
cowl.
bicycle helmet thing. Yeah,
And I saw it and I was like, that's
that
fucking
really grew on
disgusting.
me.
But it's grown on me so much. Like
Yeah.
the more every time I see it again, I'm like, I'm starting to like this. And now I just
and I feel like people fail to remember that is still a fucking prototype that he built himself out of fucking spare.
and the thing is, while
Massive.
it
No, I think a company built it for about $1 million, mate.
while it looks fantastic, it still 100% looks like a prototype suit. Like it
Exactly, yeah.
like oh my god, it's so gorgeous.
Yeah, I don't, unless
I
they
can't wait
explain
for
like,
his second suit.
yeah, like the way I think they should do it is like the armor. I don't think they're going to make out he built it all himself. I think he found parts and different things.
He stole the parts from NASA. That's the
Well,
whole
yeah, there you go. Then, yeah, exactly.
He's a criminal. He's a menace.
Oh, you little boy, I'll get you one of these days.
Oh, speaking of
sounded like
menaces, one thing that I'm unbelievably excited for in this movie, and I'm talking unbelievably excited for, is J.K. Simmons as Commissioner
Oh
Gordon,
my god, yeah.
a.k.a. the most perfect casting that no one ever thought of.
Exactly, because when they said it, I was like, holy shit. And I was just really happy for like 10 whole minutes before it even like fully set it in. I was like, God.
Before he realised how to get back to his life.
Yeah.
And he
You think
looks
they'll ever find a
perfect.
better JJ than him?
No, they'll never find a better JJ than him.
He was just perfect.
He still voices it in cartoons and stuff. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know about the new show, but Ultimate Spider-Man and the Avengers and all those animated shows, he still was JJ then, so.
Yeah, and he'll probably revive. I've seen some fan cast. Hugh Laurie is one that I've seen that I don't hate.
I don't hate that one, but
I don't
doesn't
hate
compare.
any of them, but none of the guy who played Dr. Cox in Scrubs. I've seen that one. I don't
Oh, yeah.
mind it. Just none of them really stick out to me. One that I have seen, and I think it was a buddy of mine and Daniel's and Logan's, Adrian. He brought this up. Tobey Maguire as JJ, because I don't know if you've seen Brothers or not, but
Yeah.
Oh,
he
I've
throws
seen
out
it.
some
It's a good
major
movie.
rage, and he was like, no, Tobey Maguire as J. Jonah Jameson. And as much as I want him for Uncle Ben, I think this may be better.
I could actually see it though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I could literally see that as an accurate casting choice.
I guess, yeah.
Fuck off, Kane.
Fuck off. Who do you think you are, mate?
Do y'all expect to see any lanterns in
Leave
Justice
that bit in.
League?
What was that, Dalton?
Do y'all expect to
Don't
see any
have to cut
lanterns
you
in
off.
Justice League?
Yes. I
hope
expect
so, yeah.
it, but will we get it? Probably not.
That's what expect means. It's not do you want it or not, do you expect to? Learn English. Learn proper English.
Expect to.
Says you fuck your sister, mate.
Oh wow, that was out of nowhere. That was a lot at once.
Calm
Ken.
down, buddy.
Racist. Oh my god.
Racist. Fuck, I was sticking up for you a minute ago.
All right, y'all. Back to the question. I really do hope we get a tease at them. I mean, we already got a verbal Easter egg, but I don't think we will get any of them actually appearing.
I don't think we'll get. I think if we do, it'll
yeah.
be like Kilowog, which I'd be 100% okay with. Somebody that they can completely CGI. That way, if they do need to actually cast him later, that they can. Somebody who doesn't have a face, doesn't have like a clear face.
Like they did with Thanos.
Yeah, exactly. So, like at the end, it wasn't Brolin as Thanos at the end of the first Avengers movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember who it was, but either way, I think
black guy. I think.
Yeah, so they can.
Yeah,
and don't include a face or anything with Kilowog, and you can even do a different voice to voice him. But I think that if we do, it'll be. I'm not saying it will be Kilowog, but I'm saying if we do, it'll be someone like that. It won't be Hal or John or any of the Human Lanterns especially. But
I would love to see Tomar.
That could actually be pretty cool.
I sort of look like Kilowog.
You do sort of look like Kilowog, Kane. Go ahead and hit up Whedon and let him know. Be like, hey, if you need anybody for Kilowog at the end of Justice League.
What do you like when we joke about this? Like, yeah, sure.
What if he's listening to our podcast right now?
You know what? I really think that Joss Whedon is listening to our fucking podcast right now. I think that's
you never know.
It's a very likely possibility.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Why is he getting? I hate. The only thing I hate more than DCEU fanboys is.
Oh, hold on, real quick. The fact that we keep calling it the DCEU is not even true anymore because it's not even the official term. It's just called DC Films.
That term is going to stick.
DCEU is too much to say.
It's going to stick.
That term is already stuck.
DCEU.
I refuse from now on.
No one cares about you.
MCU wasn't even an official term. It was the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and then people started calling it the MCU. So,
that's an abbreviation. That's stupid, you tard.
It's an acronym. Yeah, it's. But,
no, it's 100% going to stick. It's not going away.
Which neither
that's not what they call it.
Official. Everyone's still going to call it DCU and the DC Extended Universe. That's not going to change anything.
Yeah. Plus, it's an easy way for us as podcasters to let people know what we're talking about, so you can shut up and fuck off, Logan. I don't even remember what I was going to say. Oh, the thing I hate more than DCEU fanboys is Zack Snyder fanboys, and there are a lot of them.
Oh, God.
And the fact that they're hating on...
Akil, cough.
The fact that they're hating on Whedon...
No, you should call him that. You should call him Superboy.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people that are hating on Joss Whedon just because he took over for Snyder. And they're saying, well, we're going to get another... This is going to be a Marvel movie. I hate we're going to have a bunch of jokes. And I'm like, listen, this man...
Forced humor, am I right?
Oh, my God. You're talking about the guy who made, at the time, the highest-rated comic book film of all time. Like, give the man some respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, give him some respect, for God's sake.
I do expect there to be a lot of... this is one of the things I'm nervous about, because I think if Whedon had had Justice League from the start, it would have been a very, very solid film. But I think since he took over for Snyder... Now, he has rewritten like 70% of the film and reshot like, I think, 40%. But I'm afraid we're going to get kind of a separation, if that makes any sense. Like... It'll be like two different films, and that I'm nervous for. But I could see it going either way. I'm really unsure there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. What are we going to talk? Should we ease into
I do think
subject?
that there will be a distinction between Snyder's parts and Whedon's parts.
Yeah.
Well, one will be gray and one will be colorful. They're just gonna walk into a room and it'll be all bright, like in the Defenders, how the light shining on everybody. And they go back in the alleyway and get raped, and then it's
there'll be this huge.
We'll be able to know. We'll be able to know. Snyder's.
Did you saw just real quick? You saw Cap's comic about Steppenwolf and Batman?
I have not. No.
Oh my God! Look at that up after we get done with this.
All right, will do.
He's like, yeah, fuck off, let's carry on.
You're right. That's exactly what's going through my head, Kane. No, he's not wrong there. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
You know what, Dan?
You know what, Daniel?
No.
All right.
No, you only have the right to insult Logan, and Logan only has the right to insult you, Kane.
No, Logan, we can fight back.
I have been this whole time.
No, you can't fight back. Neither of you can.
You're
both
just
pussies.
too quiet, Logan. Speak
You're both
up.
pussies and faggots.
I was waiting for Don to say, look what happened when you tried last time.
Okay, so does anybody else have any predictions for Justice League?
I think it will be a decent movie, but I don't know if it'll be as good as everyone makes out.
I don't know. Last time we did briefly talk about how it I mean, not briefly, but we talked about how it could be pushed. And those rumors seem to have died down.
I really hope it will be. I know a lot of people would rather it come out now, but I would really much rather them take their time and make a very solid film than just try to push.
Oh, I absolutely agree.
And just try to push something out, which is probably what they're probably just going to push something out. But man, if they really took their time with it,
as long as they work on the second one and the future films in DC EU, then
right now it's too early to be working on the second one. You don't even know if this one's going to work.
No. I'm just saying, as long as the second one delivers, then we're all good.
I'd rather them work on this one and have this one.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
Before starting working on a second.
Make this as good as it can be before you push out anything. But they won't. They'd rather get stuff out.
Yeah. They're naming all of these projects at once, and I'm like, guys, focus on what you've got.
There's no point. Work on something that you're doing now instead of fucking going into 20 years in the future.
Fuck having a Flash movie. Just give us a Deadshot solo movie, because that's what all the fans want.
Yeah, right. Who wants that? Let's be honest.
Well, they haven't even had anything else about that since they announced it, so...
Well, he's not even an interesting character, really.
There was some rumors about that.
No, the reason that
a few weeks ago...
The reason Deadshot's such a popular character... The Suicide Squad Deadshot? No, it's because he was the only good character in the whole film.
That's true. Yeah, I agree. But then they're going to probably end up giving Harley Quinn a bloody solo movie as well.
See, I'd have to disagree with you there. I actually really liked Captain Boomerang in that movie.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I did really like Boomerang.
I wish he got more
screen time.
More time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're right. He was pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that, because I was the only one that mentioned Killer Croc, but if you guys, I don't think you guys ever read the novel of the Suicide Squad. And
I did not.
Honestly, I didn't even finish reading it.
Why would I?
Because it's actually better than the movie.
Who the fuck
it's better than the movie.
Well, no shit, it's better than the movie. A pile of dog shit would be better than that film. It's got one redeeming factor.
They probably put time
Just
into it in the book.
Finish. So Killer Croc, the picture that they show on his file in the book, anyway, they don't actually show the picture, but so then when Flag goes to actually see Croc, he's different. Like, he's mutated again. So I hope that when he shows up in sequels, he just mutates more and more, and he gets, like, bigger and scarier and more, like, monstrous. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I would like that. I really love the makeup that they did.
They're doing practical, but they really need to make him bigger.
I don't know, because they're...
scaly asshole.
He yes and no. Maybe if they did him in practical and then just sized him up in post, because he looked so good. I mean, and practical effects are kind of going... The CGI in that movie was terrible. I mean, the CGI in Suicide Squad was god-awful.
I respect anyone who still uses practical effects.
Yeah.
But, like, I just didn't like him.
Yeah. See, I enjoyed the design. The voice was also fantastic. Like I said, I do wish he was a little bigger, But at the same time, if I had to choose between having him at a bigger size and seeing the gorgeous practical effects that they use there, I would still go with the practical effects just because they were so good.
Practical effects probably work best, to be honest.
Because imagine seeing that character walking around as a big CGI blob. I mean, take Suicide Squad CGI that they had in that film and apply it to him and tell me it wouldn't have looked god-awful.
Well, I'm saying like in a Batman movie or something like.
Oh yeah, in a Batman movie I could understand, but like
I'm not saying Suicide Squad sequel, but I'm saying like as the movies progress, like maybe if they did make a Suicide Squad sequel, like he just works out more, he gets bigger, and then
can
they
we not
could make
have a
his
Suicide
scales.
Squad sequel?
Yeah, can we,
No.
yeah,
I don't think
Definitely give us a
Hard
Suicide Squad sequel. New director, completely new cast, completely new characters, because I want to see...
we'll just travel back in time.
I want to see Deathstroke in the Suicide Squad sequel.
I just want
Yeah.
to see Deathstroke in general.
I want to see him in the sequel, because he's the perfect candidate for a character in that sequel.
But the thing is, I don't think we need a Suicide... Like, we didn't need a first Suicide Squad movie. We definitely don't need a second one.
But here's the thing about the first Suicide Squad movie. It had the potential to be one of the best comic book movies of all time because
That's
it was
true.
so
They didn't
different.
do it.
We're looking at it from seeing it and seeing how terrible it was. But if we take it back and say that this is... If we go back to before it was released, it had the potential to be so good. I mean, it could have been... Let's see, what year did it come out? It came out 2016?
Yeah, those
16,
2016.
It had the potential to be the best comic book movie of that year.
Yeah, for sure.
If it had been done right, because it's such an original idea. It doesn't fall into the same old tropes that we have in every comic book movie because it's completely new. It's original. It's different. But it failed on all of those marks. So a sequel to that could be extremely good if done well, with a good director, a good cast, better characters, the whole nine, a better story.
Why are you bringing up the director, though? Ayer is a fine director.
Ayer is a decent director, but I've heard some things. I used to think it was WB's fault and not Ayer's fault, but I've looked into some of the things that happened, and apparently he didn't care about the project at all. And so a lot of the statements that he had about WB and how they were rushing him and all of that, a lot of that stemmed from him not caring about the project.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah,
he's
I
the
also
one
have
that's
not
been
heard
trying
that.
to
I looked up a lot of...
publicize.
I looked up
He
a
was
lot
the
of...
one that.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Dalton.
No, go ahead, Logan.
Oh,
If I start
I looked up-
talking and you cut me off again, I'm gonna
No,
hang up.
go ahead, Logan.
go ahead, Logan. We're
Okay,
waiting on
but
you.
he's been the one
Yeah,
that's
so
been
basically-
pushing. Fuck you, King. He's been pushing like the Harley Quinn stuff on Twitter,
Well, go ahead,
and
Logan.
teasing Black Mask
Yeah,
and
go ahead,
all that
Logan, go
stuff. Like he really wants his stuff to actually take off now. So I don't know. Like I said, I haven't heard anything what you said before. So he's
I've
really,
heard it from
to
the
me,
cast.
it seems like he's trying to push the stuff out now. But
Yeah.
we can speak now.
Yes, I hadn't heard either of that, and I haven't been paying attention to anything he does, so...
It's the cast who's been saying a lot of that. A lot of the cast are saying that he didn't work with them to help them get their characters right, and it really seemed like it was a project he wasn't very passionate about. For a person who... Because David Ayer, if you look at his projects, he's usually pretty passionate about the things that he does. And so, I mean, he's not a bad director by any means, but he could be replaced with someone significantly better. That's my thought process. Like, if you could get somebody better than him to do this, somebody more character-centered instead of somebody... Because he's more of... He is kind of character-centered, but he's also... He focuses a bit more on... not only his special effects, but his overarching story. And for Suicide Squad, you want somebody who's more character-centered versus that, because you're going to get a better outcome.
What about Quentin Tarantino or Tarantula?
Tarantino for a Suicide Squad movie would
He'd
be
do it well,
amazing.
I think.
He would never,
I think he
ever,
would do it.
ever do it. But if he did, it would be the perfect Suicide Squad film.
Exactly.
Wait, wasn't Suicide Squad like nominated for an Oscar or some shit?
Yeah, it won an Oscar for
It
makeup,
was for
which
makeup, though.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. There you go then.
I still don't think it should have beat.
I don't.
Star Trek?
Make it
Star Trek,
straight.
yeah, Star Trek should have won.
But it did. I mean,
But
it's not
What are you
unwarranted.
gonna do?
You know who I find really cringy in Suicide Squad? Enchantress. Like her act is just cringe.
I mean, yeah. A lot of the characters in Suicide Squad, except Leto's Joker, who I don't think can be redeemed. There are a lot of people who do think he can be redeemed. Personally, I don't, because Leto has a strict misunderstanding of the character of the Joker. Like, no matter what way you spin it, he doesn't understand the character. But there are a lot of characters in that movie who could easily be, turned around and made into good characters, including Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. Honestly, given a good script, she could be a fantastic character. But the same could be said for the majority of the characters in the film.
I feel like the Harley Quinn was just like there for people to like look at
For
instead.
sex appeal.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're hiring somebody for
Entirely
sex appeal, Margot Robbie is the perfect person.
That's true. It's true. I was going to do
Margot
let's be
Robbie.
honest.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous. What a gorgeous woman. What a
You just
beautiful
got to end that
woman.
part off.
I'm not editing any part
She
off.
is. Y'all seen Wolf of Wall Street? God damn.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's another
Yes.
one of the reasons I'm wanting DiCaprio
Leo.
as Joker, because imagine how perfect his
yeah.
Joker would be
Oh,
with
yeah,
Margot
DiCaprio.
Robbie's Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, take some of the latter scenes from Wolf of Wall Street when he did get he wasn't physically abusive, but he was definitely like verbally abusive. Take some of those, and that would be the perfect relationship.
Mm-hmm.
God, I want that so bad.
Honestly,
It's
though.
progressively over time. My want for him as the Joker has gotten more and more.
Yeah.
Like I was one of the personally, and I'm not bragging or tooting my own horn. I was one of the first people to fan cast that, because as soon as I heard Scorsese was as soon as Scorsese was confirmed for the Joker movie, I was like, nope, Leo is the Joker, because Scorsese and Leo work so well together. And then I think one of the news comic sources reported on it, which turned out to be false. But even still, I want it so bad.
Well, I remember because you were talking about that, and then he just got confirmed to play. I forgot his name. I think it was Theodore Roosevelt or something like that.
Yeah, it was Teddy.
In a Scorsese movie.
Teddy
So-
Roosevelt. No, because I mean, he's been in.
Oh, yeah,
He's
yeah.
been in what, like 6 Scorsese movies?
He's also playing.
I mean, he's his go-to
Da
actor.
Vinci.
He is playing Da Vinci in another biopic. He's the biopic go-to.
DiCaprio playing
Yeah,
Da Vinci
exactly.
as
He can. I swear
well.
he plays fucking everyone.
No, but imagine the Joker
Yeah.
movie done in the style of a standard
Is-
biopic,
I mean, that one could be okay.
but with
You know what would be really funny? If we did a Joker, like, mockumentary, kind of like The Office, where, like, it shows him throughout his life, and then you get to be the Joker, and then you see Joker, like, looking into the camera and be like, can you believe this?
that would be the
and, like,
stupidest
he
thing I've
beats
ever heard about
Batman.
in my life, Logan. What are you
That would be
talking
the
about?
greatest thing.
Why?
I'm not saying, like, an actual, like, movie. I'm not saying a movie. I'm saying, like, if a TV show or something. Like,
No,
even
if they were
it's
going to do that,
animated.
What?
if they were going to do that, what I'd want to see is
Why?
I'd want to see one about stormtroopers, like working on the Death Star. Like, that's what I'd want to see,
Okay.
like a Star Wars based, like
Yeah.
mockumentary about stormtroopers on the Death Star, and all of a sudden you get like stormtroopers and they look at the camera, so you can't tell that they're.
Stormtroopers. Just give us the office with Stormtroopers.
Have y'all seen Troops?
No.
It's easily the greatest
No.
Star Wars fan film of all time, and it's basically cops but with stormtroopers on Tatooine, like while they're looking for Luke and his family, and it's amazing. It came out in like 2004, I think. It's online. You can find it. You just got to search up Troops. It's amazing. It's so good.
All right.
It's so funny. But like, if you did The Office mixed with cops about stormtroopers working on the Death Star, Like you could introduce so many different. You could have like a cleaning stormtrooper, like a stormtrooper that just walks around with a mop and just mops the floor, and then Darth Vader comes up to him and he notices like a spot on the floor still, and like the stormtrooper's like, I'll go back and clean it up, and then Darth Vader just chokes him right there, and then another stormtrooper standing by just like turns and looks at the camera and then just shrugs his shoulders. Like, how funny would that be?
That would be golden.
Right? I want it real bad.
And as someone who just finished binge watching The Office for like the 5th time, I want that more than ever.
Or like The Office, or it could be, you even got, it'd probably be more like Parks and Rec if you want to be honest, because I'd consider the Death Star more of a...
Parks and Rec is kind of just a knockoff of The Office, but okay.
Except for made by the exact same people, so it's not a knockoff.
Yeah, you stupid.
I mean, it's the exact same stuff, just without any explanation behind them talking to the camera. Like,
and it's even more comical because the humor isn't as dry, plus it has,
No, they do explain it. It's in like the first episode. They were following them around because she was talking to the camera people. They were interviewing them for something else too.
Yep.
On Parks and Rec, are you sure?
I'm almost positive because you said that the other day, and I wasn't going to argue with you because I wasn't sure, but I'm almost positive.
It's like in the first episode because when Leslie's at the park. Don't question me on Parks and Rec.
Oh, I love Parks and Rec. I really, really love Parks and Rec.
I watched the whole series before Guardians of the Galaxy came out, so I could have a good idea of like Chris Pratt, but like what he could do.
Chris Pratt is my actual father, by the way.
You have multiple fathers and multiple mothers. You need to get checked out.
You do have
take you
a
on
lot
Lori.
of fathers, Dalton.
Yeah, I know. If I had to choose one father, it would easily be Tom Welling.
You can't be gay for your dad because then that's illegal.
No, he's my daddy because we do it. He's not my daddy by blood.
Oh,
he's my sex daddy.
My two gay fathers are Donald Glover and Mr. Thomas Welling.
Yep, there it is. Two gay dads and an adopted mother who's just like there as a mother figure. And I don't know who that is yet, but I'll let you know when I figure it out.
Like your surrogate mom?
Yeah, there you go.
Your egg mama.
What are we even talking about anymore?
I really know. Are we just
Let's talk about
at this point?
Not predictions for Justice League. Let's go into like wants, like something that you'd really, really love to see. Not necessarily that you might, or maybe something that could happen.
Okay, so we've already covered the black suit. I would like to see Ocean Master and Black Manta at least teased, like in their suits.
That could be cool.
Let's see.
I want
the
a
lanterns.
sunset silhouette scene more than anything.
Oh yeah,
like
but see, I think there's a good chance of that happening.
Of course, yeah.
Especially
in the trailer where they had like the red skies in the background.
Justice League theme song.
Yeah, that's one that I really, really want, like a new orchestrated. Yeah, that in that scene, like say that's the scene where Superman comes back, right, and they're marching together to that theme song with the red sky, and that's the first scene where Superman comes back right before the final battle. Like that would be the perfect scene in a Justice League movie.
I mean, wasn't Elfman supposedly bringing in the classic Superman score?
Yeah,
I've heard that as a rumor, and 100% yes. That's like there are plenty of really, really good comic book movie scores. You got Batman '89. Some of the Man of Steel scores were actually really solid. You've got Dan Elfman's Spider-Man score. All of those are really good, and I adore all of them. But the most iconic score from a comic book movie ever is John Williams' Superman score. There has never been one to top it. And so if they bring that in for this movie, I'll like the movie. I don't even care if the movie's shit. If they have that score in it, I will like the movie.
I mean, just imagine the scene. Like the League is getting outnumbered by parademons. They're like on their last leg.
And then all of a sudden, before you see anything, you hear dun, dun, dun,
Exactly, yeah, it
dun,
just starts
dun,
playing
dun.
slowly.
And then everybody like starts looking up at the sky, and you don't see anything yet.
They look up and they just like see him slowly lowering as the score gets louder and louder. And then they fight together, and it's beautiful, and I orgasm.
God, I want that more than I've ever wanted anything. My number one hope for the movie is a new Superman suit, and I also want a new personality for Superman. I want a good personality for Superman, just because...
Just make him Henry. Just say
yeah,
Henry.
exactly.
Lose your accent and
Just
go into the
you
movie.
do you, Henry.
Like, basically, that's what Momoa does, from what I understand. He just basically acts like himself the whole time.
I've also heard the same thing about Ezra.
Mm-hmm.
God.
So that's there we
And
go.
probably
Just be
Affleck,
like Henry.
too. Affleck seems like a
Yeah.
super depressed guy, so he probably works for Batman.
He has so many memes about him.
Must be related to me then.
Oh my God, Affleck is such a character.
Sad Fleck.
Another
Sad
thing I'd like to see, I'd like to see Batman just rip off those goggles in one scene to reveal some white eyes underneath. Like he just like the final scene, like maybe one of them gets cracked or whatever, and he just throws it off, and he's wearing like these white eye contacts, because then that suit would be the perfect bat suit. It would be the best
Right?
on-screen bat suit.
Why do people like the goggles? Like,
See, my thing is, in a good context.
I've seen people compare them to the animated series.
In a good context, they could work
just-
really well. Say the context is they're going to the Arctic to find something for Superman in the fortress or something.
Sure.
Then
But
the goggles
for
actually
people to
make sense.
Compare them to white eyes. For people to compare them to white eyes, though, is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, it's
because they're
super
not.
stupid. And for him to just wear them casually, that's stupid. But like
Yeah.
say isn't there some scenes where the top of the Batmobile is open?
Yeah.
Like then it makes sense. You'd want to wear goggles for something like that, some kind of, because you're driving at super high speed. You don't want to get something like that. That sort of stuff makes sense. But just casually wearing the goggles, like it's such a stupid costume choice.
Unless they light up or something with the white, but still,
They
it's just.
won't.
When I first saw it, when that first picture came up, I legit thought it was just like a new picture of Night Owl. I thought.
Oh yeah, because that picture
But no,
came
they
out like a
won't. He's
week
full of
after.
shit.
Go ahead, Daniel.
I was just saying the thing that Snyder said. When the light hits them, they'll look white, it's a load of garbage.
I think that picture came out.
Dark they are.
I think that picture came out like a week after they announced HBO's Watchmen, and like Logan said, I literally thought it was a picture of Night Owl. Like I literally thought that was a new Night Owl when I first saw it.
Yeah.
And then people keep comparing it to that one comic where Batman wears goggles, like 1 out of 1,000,000, and it's literally like Nazi Batman.
Yeah.
God.
Good old Snyder sticking to comic accuracy.
He was responsible for some of the details in the Batman v Superman Batsuit, so we have to give him credit for that, because that is such
Sure,
a
and I don't
gorgeous-
hate him.
I don't hate
doesn't
him.
know
I
how
just
to
hate his films.
Direct. He's not a good director though. Like he has good visuals and all.
He's not a good storyteller. I would say he's a pretty good director, but his
Exactly.
problem is in the writing.
Yeah.
Because in all honesty, he's a pretty solid, like visually, he's a pretty solid director.
Yeah, but that's the extent of what he can do.
Yeah, but I mean, if you take Watchmen, where he didn't have to write the story, I like Watchmen. In fact, I probably love Watchmen.
I also
do.
love Watchmen.
And he didn't have to write the story, because they literally took the graphic novel and used it as a storyboard. And that's the movie that got him Man of Steel, which eventually got him Batman v Superman. And even in Man of Steel, when he had other people to help him write, personally, I think Man of Steel, if we had gotten a Superman sequel or a Batman v Superman with a good Superman in it, Man of Steel was the perfect setup for that.
Yeah, because it wasn't him as Superman yet.
Yeah.
And he was still learning and shit.
Yeah.
He didn't need to be all perfect and hopeful. but then they just followed it with the terrible interpretation in BVS. So
well, they followed
What a
it
waste.
with the same. He had a lot of character growth in Man of Steel, and a lot of people liked Man of Steel, and I think the studio kind of saw that as, okay, well, this is the Superman people want to see. And the reason people liked Man of Steel is because at the end, he was Superman, and you could really see that in his character growth. But then they turn around in Batman v Superman and made him the same Superman from before that growth happened.
yeah, exactly.
God, I hate DC. I hate Snyder-Man.
Spider-Man.
Snyder-Man.
Snyder-Man. As a huge Superman fan, Snyder-Man is just an insult to the character.
You keep saying Snyder-Man. It's making me think of something. Like him, you know, the Justice League first photo that came out of all of them together. I can just imagine him like being so like egotistic and just sticking himself in front of everyone. Like him just standing at the front while like.
We got new Justice League posters this week.
Oh,
Gorgeous posters. They're so. Oh my god!
We got the Empire magazine cover, and then we just got a few shots of them.
Yeah, the few shots actually. That without the cowl, and I really do hate the new bat suit, but without the cowl, it doesn't look nearly as bad.
Yeah, like the one of him sitting in that chair with Diana like leaning in. Yeah,
because I actually kind of like. I hate the ab pads, but the pads on the arms I don't actually hate all that much. And so seeing that shot where you can't see the ab pads, it actually looks pretty solid.
Exactly, yeah. But those new posters, those like really colorful ones, gorgeous.
Oh, they're fucking beautiful. That being said, the Batman one is the one I actually like the least, simply because I hate the new cowl. And from the side, that's its worst angle, and that's saying a lot because it has a lot of bad angles. But the side shot,
I'd say my least favorite is probably Cyborg, just because of how fucking goofy it looks.
No,
Like,
see, I didn't mind the Cyborg one because Cyborg's headpiece is easily the best part of Cyborg's suit.
Yeah, but then his neck is just weird.
His neck is really skinny.
It looks like a mangled, twisted pipe.
Yeah, I honestly
snakes that you used to play with the wood ones where you pinch your fingers. That's what it looks like.
That's what happened to when
painted silver.
Snyder went out and bought all alcohol with the budget. Had to get a twisted pipe.
No, it's CGI made to look like a twisted pipe.
Well, there you go. Then they couldn't afford to make something nice. They made a twisted pipe.
Going back to practical effects real quick. Why they couldn't have just given Cyborg a decent suit? If you even just give him the Injustice, like the first game Injustice suit, where it's just like his biceps.
Yeah. Honestly, the Injustice 2 suit I think is better, and it would have been better suited for the DCU.
Have y'all seen like some of the interviews with him where they're talking about the costumes? He sounds so depressed that he doesn't have one.
He sounds so sad.
It's so heartbreaking.
He got so jacked because you remember when he was just like a stage actor, and then now he got in such big shape.
That scrawny fucking tinfoil looking shit. Oh my god, it was depressing. Like, it's truly heartbreaking.
And he looks so sad every time he talks about it. And it's like he's trying to mask it with happiness, but then he's like, yeah, I'm walking around in pajamas. It's like...
Oh my god. Oh, dude. So depressing.
And Momoa and Ezra were like complaining about their suit, and you could see him like shoot him a dirty look because they were complaining about it.
You know what? Y'all have a suit. Shut the fuck up.
He just has a piece of fucking fake suit.
No, he's literally wearing pajamas.
Yeah, it's like a skin tight suit. He has a light on his face and a light on his chest.
Oh my god.
It made me
have
laugh.
the actual headpiece. Like they could have like 3D printed him a headpiece and be like, here, wear this, feel special.
Right, even a headpiece would have been better.
I mean, they could have done kind of what they do with Iron Man now, where he has like the chest piece and part of like the mask. Yeah.
That's my thing. That's literally, if they can do Iron Man with practical effects, why
It is
can't they do
half
Cyborg?
Exactly. Yeah.
Even the half practical, if they can do, because I mean, honestly, with Cyborg, that's the biggest way I can say that they can fix this current Cyborg is make his suit a little more like Iron Man's, right? Beefier, bigger, of course, but a little more like Iron Man's, because
like a crumpled up ball of tinfoil.
exactly, because that would be a little smoother, a little more organic. Just make it look more like Iron Man's is the only way I can think to describe it. And if they can do, if you look back at the first Iron Man, I think they had a full practical suit. Now,
They did, yeah.
now,
The first suit or the first red and yellow one? Or red and gold, whatever.
well, I know
'Cause the
the
first
Silver
suit
suit also
was,
had a full built suit, but I think it was animatronic, wasn't it? I know they used
I'm not too sure.
I know they used an animatronic suit in Iron Man 2, and it was Rhodey's suit. And now, of course, when they were fighting, it was CG, but a lot of the scenes where like the head would turn and stuff, it was animatronic, which is super cool. Now, of course, they wouldn't be able to do that for Cyborg, but they could easily have built him a suit. I've seen cosplayers make cosplays that look better than the CGI in this movie.
Yeah, and that's really sad.
It's
But
extremely
another
sad.
thing, it's just because when it shows him strapped up to that whatever in Batman v Superman, he has like at least
looks
half
shit.
his body. He has the head and his arms at least to his
Yeah,
biceps.
but let's be
and
honest,
he goes down.
that's the most like he's going to put his body. Well, that's like the most his body will be shown in the DCEU. Let's
I
be
know,
honest.
but I'm saying.
No,
like,
but
if you
no.
look
The
at
thing
his
is, because
suit-
he can literally make organic body parts. He can make himself
Yeah,
look
exactly.
organic. That's like confirmed. So if they want to show an arm, they can do that. And I'm really hoping that we get an upgrade at least by the end of the movie where he does that. Now, what I don't want, because I absolutely hate it, and a lot of people like it, and I still can't understand why, I do not want the C in the Cyborg logo on his chest, because I think that's the
I don't mind
stupidest thing. I think it's
I don't
atrocious.
mind that at all.
Because it's not super obvious. It's like a circle, and it has a little like where it's
Yeah.
not as lit up.
No, see, I think it's
not
really
like-
ugly. It'd be like taking the Batman logo off of his chest and putting a big B inside of it.
Not at all. Like, it's not nearly as noticeable as that. That's an incredible exaggeration.
No, I'm saying that's the concept of it. That's what it's like. Cyborg doesn't need a logo. His name is Cyborg because he's a cyborg. You can tell who he is when he walks in the building. He doesn't need a label.
He walks up in the bitch.
When he walks up in the watchtower, he doesn't need that logo, and the concept of it is what I don't even like it in comics and stuff. Yeah, I think in
Someone just mentioned the Watchtower.
Do y'all think that we could be getting that, like a tease for
I don't
that
think it-
in Justice League?
I think if we do, it'll be at the very end. But I also
think it
wouldn't
might
at all
show
be
him,
surprised
It might
if we.
show like Bruce, like with some like blueprints for that or some shit.
No,
Yeah.
see, I think if we see it, we will see it. I don't think it'll be like blueprints or anything. Because Bruce seems like the kind of guy who's very prepared for that sort of thing, if that makes sense. So I'd say, like, while he's gathering members, he will be building the Watchtower.
Well, I think that once we get like more of the wealthy people, like if you get Ted Cord in there and Queen Industries, and they've been confirmed in the promotional stuff, but like you get a bunch of rich Justice League team members together, and then they can group fund the.
You don't
Watchtower.
need
I
group
think that'd
funding.
make
You've
more
got
sense.
fucking Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I think Bruce is rich
I'm
enough
just saying.
to do that on his own.
It'll be. I mean, the end of the first episode of Justice League the Animated Series, the Watchtower was built. And I know that that's a cartoon and this is a live action film, but I don't expect them to go any different route with Watchtower. I think it'll just show up one day. And I think that it could easily show up.
Did you guys watch Justice League Action, like the new animated one?
I still haven't seen
I've
that.
seen like one or two
I've heard
episodes.
surprisingly good things about that.
It is. It's really good. But their watchtower is like up on a mountain or something, and it has like a force field around it. So it's like Earth-based, but it's still the watchtower.
Speaking
Which
of
kind of-
Earth-based, do y'all think we could see the Hall of Justice?
Yeah.
God, I hope so.
Because there's some rumors. I can't remember the name of the building, but there's a building that
I know it's
It's like the Cincinnati Museum.
Yeah, it was actually while
I know this. I'm literally working on something using.
Yeah, Warner Brothers.
That's actually what inspired it.
Warner Brothers, that building, Warner Brothers was filming an undisclosed project, and they blocked off roads, a 10-mile square around that building, and it was at the same time that Whedon was doing his reshoots for Justice League.
Yeah, so, wasn't there like red, white, and blue like banners and stuff on it too?
Yeah. So there's a really good chance that we could see Watchtower. If we don't, and it's for another project, I will be unbelievably sad. I will be saddened.
Yeah, same.
You just said Watchtower instead of Hall of Justice.
Hall of Justice, that's what I meant.
You caught that too?
Yeah.
Either way, I want to see both, and I think that Hall of Justice could be like a scene in the movie takes place there, and maybe like the building gets destroyed, and in that happening, Bruce has to like buy the building, and that's what he decides to do is just fix it up because he destroyed the fucking building. And so he fixes it up and turns it into the Hall of Justice. But I think that we could see Watchtower like at the end. Maybe Bruce like flies everyone up and like says, when I started getting the team together, I had my team start construction on this. And I think that could be a really good scene.
I think that they should save the Watchtower for when the Justice League actually has like more members.
I mean, we've got a solid lineup.
Once they get Superman back.
That's 6. And then you bring in Lantern, and that's 7. I mean, that's
Manhunter.
7 is going to be the extent of the number that we get at one time, I think. We may get more. We may get Manhunter, but I think 7 is going to be like the main number that they kind of stick with. So like if they do a third Justice League movie, maybe it's Hal that can't be in it, so they have Manhunter. But I think they'll stick around 7 members because that's a really good number to kind of write around, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I just want Green Arrow on the team, though.
Yeah, I just want a good Green Arrow interpretation.
Yeah, you're right. Amen. Preach, brother. We've gotten one live action Green Arrow that's solid.
We have, yeah, Smallville.
Yeah, my boy.
I was thinking, well, it's not Stephen Amell, is it?
No, it's 100% not Stephen Amell.
Fuck Stephen Amell.
I would.
With a rhino's dick.
Oh, it's fine.
Do you remember that fan art someone did at some point? I don't remember who it was or when, but somebody did. Somebody did him as Rhino.
What?
Somebody did Amell as Rhino for like a class project and then posted it.
I remember seeing that. I don't remember who it was, but that was...
I think it was MCU, DCEU, Unite, or whatever.
No.
It's tons of them, so I won't be surprised.
I don't think he could ever do anything like that.
No, because it was a pretty solid edit. That's the thing.
CJ. It's See the Beast or whatever.
It was Clancy, our boy Clancy.
Yeah, that's who it was. I know, I remember. I think I have it saved in my phone somewhere.
Oh, jeez. I was going to say something, but I forgot. I can't remember now. Anybody got anything they want to talk about real quick?
I feel like we're just rambling at this point.
I feel like we've been rambling the whole time.
Most of this episode.
We have. All right. Well,
it's time to wrap things up.
I guess this has been great.
It has been. Honestly, for us just rambling for an hour, this has been a pretty solid episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I meant to mention at the beginning, but there won't be any more. But when we're recording right now, it is Tuesday. And that means it is our good buddy Kane's birthday. So,
yeah. We're not going to sing for you because we'll just rape everybody's ears who's listening.
That's right. Yeah. Do I need to hire you for that? Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That'll cost $10 each.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's a good price.
Yeah, it's a pretty reasonable price.
Happy birthday, Kane.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Tommy.
Kane,
Thank you very much.
if you want to shout out his Instagram, it's Rogue Razor.
Mm-hmm.
Famous for that.
Follow him on Instagram.
Follow me on Instagram. I'm Rogue Razor.
Fuck off. Just call back
That
to the first ever
was a
one.
surprisingly solid Kane voice.
Thank you. I've been working on it.
I don't doubt that you have.
Rogue Razor.
But while we're talking about Kane,
Follow me on
Instagram.
Instagram.
The Kane section. Tell him about how he's waging. Well, Kane is waging war against Subway right now.
Oh, did you see it on Twitter?
Yeah.
Dude, you're starting shit. Did you hit him up in the DMs?
Yeah. They didn't get back.
All right, we're just rambling at this point.
Okay, it's time to go.
All right, let's sign off. It's time. Yeah, it's time.
All right.
All right,
I've got to say,
This has been great
see you in a
once
bit,
again.
yeah. I've got to say,
All right, yeah. I'll see you all in a bit, yeah?
Yeah.
see you in a bit, yeah.
But as always, I'll see you when we meet again right here. I'll see you in a bit, yeah.
See you in a bit, yeah.
Let it go.